Hi, and welcome to another episode of Can't Stop the Growth. I'm your host, Chad Peterman, and today we are going to talk about impact leadership. Leadership is a big piece here at Peterman Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, where we are always looking to become better leaders. Ultimately, leaders can come in all shapes and sizes, all different roles within a company, but ultimately leadership is serving others and understanding how you can impact their life. So, again, audio from a Future Leaders Series meeting here at Peterman Heating and Cooling, which talks all about impact leadership and how it can affect your organization. I want to kind of tie it back to journaling, so I'm actually going to read a couple of them that I have in here that kind of go along with kind of what I'd like to talk about. So this one's, I read this the other day when I was preparing this, and it's kind of crazy to just kind of look back. So this was written to my daughter. This was actually before she was born. So I started this before she was born. This was 5 days before she was born. And we still, I don't even know. We may have known at this point in time when we were going to have her, but I'm not really sure. So this was written on 8/24 of 18. You're so close to being here, I could not be more excited. Your mother had her friends over the other day to watch one of their terrible shows, and one of them asked me if I was anxious. I said I wasn't, but that got me really thinking as to why I wasn't anxious. You coming into the world is a life-changing event. However, after giving it some thought, I feel like this is what I am meant to do. I am at such peace with where I am, who I am, and what I am here to do. I have no idea how to be a dad, but that doesn't stop me from wanting to be the best dad to you that has ever walked the planet. I have always had this attitude about anything I set my mind to. This belief has changed over the years because early on, being the best was a selfish endeavor. What I have come to learn is I am more impactful when I am at my best because I can affect others. Dear, know that your dad always wants to be at his best for you and your mother. I will always love you both infinitely. So, to me, as I said in there, wanting to be at your best and it being a selfish endeavor, wanting to be at my best so that I can get an award, or wanting to be at my best so that I can make more money, or whatever it is. Early on in my life, and I think that's just natural, just immaturity, is, whether it was high school or college, you always wanted to, get the good grade, or, whatever it may be that you were trying to get, but it was always somewhat of a selfish endeavor. It was always, well, how do I elevate myself? And I think the one thing that I've learned, and I think it's just been here in business and understanding what truly a great company looks like, at least in my mind, is a place where everyone is impacting each other. That's working together, that's lifting someone up, that's lending a hand, whatever it may be, teaching someone something. I mean, I think some of you guys who have done this a while, I wish I could express to you how grateful I am that you're willing to share what you've learned with some of these younger guys. I mean, just that alone, I can't provide that. I don't have 20, 30 years in the field like you guys do, and to interrupt your busy day to help a younger guy out, or even sometimes maybe not a younger guy, maybe a guy who's been doing it a while just needs another set of eyes to look at a problem. That makes me so happy that we have a place that does that. And I think that comes from, we have a bunch of people who are willing and able to lift others up next to them. And that, to me, is leadership. And that's what I set out to do for my family, set out to do for the company, is each day is, how am I going to impact somebody? And sometimes it's very simple. Sometimes that's maybe, sending someone a message that, hey, heard you're doing a great job, keep it up. Or, just telling a guy he did a great job. That's something I continually work on, is reaching out to people. There again, as I've said, and as you probably know, I'm fairly reserved and, not extremely talkative, different stuff like that. So that's something I have to come out of my comfort zone to do. But it challenges me because that's the way that I'm going to impact people. I'm not going to impact anybody sitting in my office never talking to anybody. That's not going to work. And the structure that we have here, that has to be part of my role. I have to talk to people, and I have to impact people. And I think it's always important as you are a leader, and as we talked last time, you can be a leader from any particular spot. You don't have to be the manager. You don't have to be whatever it may be and have people that report to you. You can be a leader anywhere. And as we talked last time, it's about controlling your emotion, controlling your attitude. And I think when you get that straight and you understand that you being your best, if you're your best for others, you too will begin to be at your best. And that is a big thing for me and what I've come to learn and what I think has helped in this growth that we've had. To me, I have discovered I have changed so much, really just year to year. To me, in just my understanding of what I'm here to do and what we're creating and what this looks like moving forward. To me, that's the most important part, is that we have a group of people who are extremely intent on helping each other be successful. So as you lead, as you work each day, work to make an impact on people. Work to be at your best for others. And I guarantee you, when you are, you will learn things you never thought you could learn. You will discover things. You will be more fulfilled. I mean, I would assume that when you help somebody and then see them succeed, that's a very satisfying feeling. At least it is for me. And that's personal too. Think about teaching your kids something. Think about helping out a parent with something that's maybe getting a little bit older or whatever the case may be. That's the stuff that matters, is helping people and providing for people. To me, that's where you truly unlock your potential. You will never unlock your potential if all you're concerned about is yourself. It will not happen. I don't spit out a lot of fact, but I'm pretty darn sure that's the case. That it is never going to happen if all your intent is serving yourself. And so, there again, here, I could not be happier with the people that we bring in here, and the culture that we try to create is that everybody is here to help everybody. You are never going to, I was talking to a guy Wednesday evening that is a plumber that wants to come on board here. And he mentioned to me that, at the place I'm at now, if I call with a problem, they just tell me to figure it out. They're busy with something else. Look it up. See ya. And I said, you know what? I can guarantee you that if you were to work at our place, you're not going to get that. And that goes for anything. That goes for, can you help me, change the oil in my car this weekend? You're probably going to get somebody who's going to jump up and volunteer. Because I've seen it happen. So there again, as you work, be that example for others. It is so easy to become selfish. It really is. That's human nature, to look out for yourself. But I urge you to look out for others, and I think you'll be very, very surprised of what you'll find. I think that the other part of that is, while you'll be surprised, I think it will begin to also align what you need to do to accomplish what you want to accomplish. Who has ever, we've accomplished very few things by ourselves. Even the greatest people leaned on others to accomplish things. And that is when I look to, do my actions align with my ambition? And I think that is always key when you set a goal, understanding what it's going to take to get there and who's going to have to help you. And that's where supporting others comes in, is, lifting others up so that they're better, so that they can help you even more. And so whenever I set a goal, I always try to visualize what that work to that goal looks like. How many hours is this going to take? How many extra hours am I going to have to put in? Who am I going to have to get on board to help me? All of those things, to understand that if I set a goal and if I set it out there, but I'm not willing to work to it, then I'm never going to accomplish it. And I think we see that so many times in today's environment, like, oh, well, I'm going to do all this. Really? I'm going to guess probably not, but good luck. And that is, I think, the biggest thing as leaders and as just people is making sure that we are in alignment with how much work we're willing to put in to accomplish something, and is that goal aligned with that particular work. One of the I wanted to read something out of this. This was just a couple of days ago that I wrote that really kind of touches on making sure that I understand where I need to be currently. And so this will give you kind of an idea of how my kind of journal looks. So this is the one. This is out of mine. The other day. So I'll skip over the grateful things. Those are somewhat personal. But this is just kind of the body of the journal. We are on our way. Now the organizational pieces must fall in line. How do I, as the leader, inspire the way and show and coach the how? We have some really great people here who we have to get on the same page, shooting for the same thing. Why will they fight for more? Why will they give everything they have? Be the leader that these people want to follow. Be the person you would want to follow. There is a busy day ahead. It must be won. I plan to look back on today as a day where moves were made and I pulled the levers that actually mattered. I made an impact on the company and the people within. Keep to the plan and attack the day. We have work to do and we must be intentional about it. Ambition and action must match. How will you outwork your ambition today? So that is what I wrote in mine to get started on the day. So I do that often. A lot of mine will look very similar to that, is just getting myself in the right frame of mind to be the person that I need to be today. And I think that goes in work and personally. How am I going to be the father I need to be today for my kids? I think that is important. How am I going to make an impact on them today? For me, that's obviously, with having a new daughter, that's been something I never had to think about. How am I going to be good for her today? And that is more so translated on how am I going to be there for my wife today, which is huge, because I've come to the realization that I cannot do what she does. And I'm not talking about physically or anything like that. I'm talking about like emotionally, and what she does in the course of staying with her all day long, what she's done now for 8 weeks. I do not know that I could do that. And she does it with a smile on her face. So how am I going to be there for her each day and be strong for her? That takes some thought sometimes. Like, I think about that. Like, when I wake up in the morning, it's like a couple of deep breaths and like, okay, how am I going to show her that she is not alone today? And I think that correlates over into what I just read, is how am I going to be here for the people today? How are they going to be able to come to my office and count on that I'm going to have an answer, or that I'm going to be willing to find an answer? And I think that is just so critical in life, is to understand what you need to do to accomplish what you want to accomplish. And when you align those things, some powerful stuff can happen, and you feel so much better. There is no better day than when I say to myself in the morning, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to, maybe get home early so that she can go work out, or, get home early. Like today, she's going to drop her off here after this is over so she can go get her nails done. those are things that I'm not doing much. I mean, let's not confuse this. I'm not like, I'm not stepping up to her level, but I'm doing whatever I can at the time. So I'll watch her for an hour or 2 hours, whatever it is, so that you can get out and go do whatever you need to do. I don't know. But those are the same things that I think about on a daily basis of how I'm going to be there for people. And like I said, it is the most fulfilling thing to when she gets what she needs done, we have a good day at work, and it's often tied directly back to how many people did I affect today. And it is so, so powerful. And what I've started to do is even write down the 3 people that I'm going to impact today and how I'm going to do that. And that goes back to what I wrote down as being intentional about it. To me, that's the strongest piece right there. If you can be intentional about what you want to accomplish, you will accomplish it. It may not be tomorrow, but you're going to eventually accomplish that because that's what you set out to do. And that word intentional is a powerful, powerful word. And I think it gets even more powerful for me when I write it down. When I write down, okay, this is what I'm doing, and there isn't going to be anything that stands in my way. I mean, I've got to days like everybody's had them. You get to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You're like, I am fairly certain that there could not be anything else that could go wrong in today, and I'm only bracing myself for what could happen in these next 4 or 5 hours. And I oftentimes, like I said, I think back to what I wrote down that day, and it's just clear my head, understand what's important, and let's get back to those things. If I can accomplish just something that I set out to do today, well, then I'm going to consider that a win, and I'm going to consider that even maybe a better win because of all the stuff that I had to go through to accomplish that one thing. So my advice would be, there again, is be intentional. Make sure that you understand what you need to do to accomplish what it is that you want to do. And I think breaking those things down, not everything has to be, a business goal or something like that. I mean, like I just said, I'm intentional about how I'm going to support my wife. I need to be. If I'm not, then I'm probably not ever, I may swing and hit some every once in a while, but, if I'm intentional about it every single day, I can be the husband that I need to be. And the same thing goes with being a father and a mother or whatever it is that you need to be on a daily basis. That intentional piece, aligning what you need to align and then being there for others is I think the big key to really unlocking your own potential and what you may be able to do with your life. It's crazy to think, but I would imagine if you put your effort into helping others, you will be able to accomplish things that you never thought were even possible because it's going to take others. I can guarantee you that. And this place is living proof. It really is. You may not think about it, but I urge you to. When you come to this place, there are a couple of people as I look around who have been here from the very beginning. But that's what this place is about. That's why we exist. I often tell the story. I've got a few minutes left here. I want to keep everybody on schedule, but I often think, I mentioned last time, Tyler and I getting in some heated discussions with my dad as we were, and nothing bad, but just more so like his vision aligning with what we wanted to do. And I've always thought up until probably this year, and there again, I think that goes back to kind of understanding all of this, is I often thought they were two completely different things. Like, you just don't get it. Why are you, I get what you were trying to do, but we want to do something different. And it's completely different, And what I have come to realize is it's the exact same thing. We've wanted to do the exact same thing from the very beginning. His started, he started it out of his garage. We lived over off Raymond Street, and he quit one day in June and came home to my mom, who at the time I was born in November, so she was 6-7 months pregnant with me, and he said he was starting his own thing. And at that time, and he'll tell you if you ask him, his goal was, I have this amount of bills to pay this week, so I need to make this much money, and a little bit more would be great. But I have this goal. I know that goal. That puts into perspective when we have goals on the board and we know that this is what you need to make today. He started out needing to make that, or else this wasn't going to work, and not this wasn't going to work like we can start back Monday, like I'm not going to be able to pay the electric bill. And there again, his why at that point in time, when we talk about lifting up others and supporting others, well, he only had two. Well, one and me at the time that was about to be born, but his thing was to support those two people. And that was the why then. And as we added people, it was to support more people and make them great and provide a great place for them to come to work. And as we've grown, that still stays the same. It's just on a larger scale. And, as I said last time, we were having a conversation a couple of months ago, and I just kind of blurted something out, but I've kind of latched onto it now is, his thing is to always be cautious with growth and be careful. I mean, he grew it pretty much every year for 30 some odd years. And, now we're seeing these years of just huge growth. And to me, as I told him that day, is I can't stop it. I can't. And that's not because I don't want to. That's not because of any other reason other than we have really great people in here that want to grow. And I can't stop him from doing better doing better this week than he did last week. I can't stop that installer from putting that system in better. I can't stop the ladies on the phone from making that customer experience better this week than they did last week. I cannot stop them from learning that because they want it and they're continuing to go. Well, when that happens, the support that the company provides for everybody here it spreads. It spreads like wildfire. I mean, you see it. We have 4 new people starting Monday. Why? Well, because everybody's doing better. Everybody's getting better each day. And the reason that they're getting better is because the company is supporting them and everybody is supporting each other. And to me, that is the way to grow a great company. And that is the way to be personally at your best. And when everybody's at their best, you cannot stop it.